Yo, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Dapper back with another Power review. This time we're doing episode 6 of season 3. And like I predicted, it's so much going on. I knew from episode 5 how that ended. There's going to be so much more to talk about for episode 6. And there's probably going to be even more to talk about episode 7. But first, before we even get into it, I want to say thanks to everybody that checked out season 5's reactions. That's my most viewed video on this channel. I just started really putting out content this year for real, and really just started the reactions maybe like a month and change ago. So, you know what I'm saying? Thank y'all for tapping in, subscribing, all that. Tell a friend, tell a friend. It's only gonna get better over here, trust me. But like I said, with that being said, let's get into it. I'm starting off because the episode started off with Diana, so I'm gonna start off the reaction with Diana. Diana, first of all, I could have gone the entire Power Ghost series without seeing Diana have a sex scene. I don't know. I just don't think it's for. I don't think she's comfortable with it. I know in real life, I think she has a person or whatever. She might be married, I think, but like, I just don't. I didn't like it for her, and especially because I also don't like the dude she's with, so it made it even worse to watch. I just was just like, ill, gross. Can we skip this? I almost skipped it. It was a good thing. It was like, they chopped it up where I didn't have to watch it full out, but just weird. And caveat, just want to say time out before we move forward. It's a lot happening in this episode, and to give y'all the visual and talk about it. So I'm just going to be jumping around a little bit. So just bear with me, please. So back into it. So yeah, Diana had a lot going on for her this episode because let me read my notes. That's how crazy it got. So I had to take notes. So Diana basically, I don't know, because the Tejada family is so weird to me because first and foremost, that was the least sad funeral I've ever seen. Like, besides Diana, crying during the eulogy, there was no tears when they initially found out that homie died. There was nothing. No, Monet and frowned. Nothing. Cracked voice ain't cracked. Nothing. Nobody cried. Nobody looked sad. Everybody just looked confused and like I don't know. It didn't seem to me like it was a funeral. I feel like they could have at least acted sad, especially Monet, being that you the one that got him killed. But Diana, I mean, she had a lot going on this episode too. She ends up obviously kicking Salim out because Salim starts getting disrespectful at the damn repast. How you let the man repast disrespecting the family? I would have gotten my brothers to handle that if I'm Diana. But that's just me. That's just me. And also, she ends up with Tariq again. Her and Tariq hook up, which is crazy to me. I don't understand. We don't get to Tariq, but having these 3 women in a rotation like that is elite work. I gotta give them a hand clap. That's elite work. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's definitely elite work. But Diana did the most because she did not have to expose the fact that he was in the room with her. He could have just let him eavesdrop. She could have sent Effie on her way, and we could have moved forward. But that's pretty much Diana. Besides the fact that she did get caught on camera, so now I think this is the second time she get caught on camera. Or got caught, utilizing that space up on the rooftop. So now she's going to be, unfortunately, implicated in this whole RICO charge they're trying to get going. So, I don't know. You got to look out for her. Brayden Weston. I still don't feel any differently about him. I don't. I just don't understand. Because I realize like the Tommy connection. Just like, bro, he's nothing like Tommy. Like, yes, Tariq is Ghost, but this is not Tommy. Stop making those comparisons. At least not yet. This is not Tommy. He can't kill nobody. He can't do nothing right. Can't hold water. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is crazy. So obviously last episode, Tariq finds out from Lauren that, it was Effie or whatever. So Reek comes out, pops on Brayden, straight out the elevator. Boom, pops on Brayden. Brayden gives up the info like I knew he would. And then once this ghost start begging for forgiveness, it was just nasty work on all his parts. And then, he met up with Kane, and Kane was telling him, oh, well, show your power. It's not just you, blah, blah, blah. You put in work too. And then he gonna just try and deny Tariq access. If Tariq give a damn about any of that stuff in the first place, bro. Like, one thing about Tariq, he gonna do his own thing. So you withholding access from your people's thing only hurt him. He lucky that Noma's henchman came through and was just like, yo, y'all all got to do this together. This ain't going to be no 1-man, 2-man operation. So that's his only saving grace was literally the ops, which is crazy to me. And also, why doesn't Brayden realize he doesn't have the phone? What is going on? It's been days since they came back from Paris, and he still doesn't realize he doesn't have the phone. I'm confused. Like, come on, pal. Y'all dropped the ball on that. Y'all dropped the ball on that. All right, yeah. So y'all remember when I told y'all last episode about how I feel about Saxe and how it's time for him to go. It's been too long. Blase, blase. Well, the same. I have the same sentiments about this man right here, Rashad Tate. If there was a guy, if the phrase "do dirt but keep your hands clean" was a person, it'd be Rashad Tate. He's just so slimy and sleazebally, and like I think Lorenz Tate does a great job playing Rashad Tate because he almost makes me hate him in real life because I'm just like, this guy's such a dirt bag, but he's, you know what I'm saying, we saw him making, you know, what's the word I'm looking for, making deals with Saxe. So we'll see what comes out of that, see what information they grab. But Tate could go too. Tate is another one. I mean, he doesn't have to go per se, but I just hate his face because he's just so sleazy and grimy. This lady right here, listen. I feel bad for her because I just know this doesn't end well for her. It obviously it's not. You know what I'm saying? We know how the show goes, but I just don't see this going ending well for her because her, her informant that they wanted to testify was Lauren, and now Lauren's not on her side because she found out Lauren was basically, she was holding Lauren basically against her will, which is illegal. And then now she's in a point of time where she has to blackmail Saxe about the whole, like, we're bringing back up the truth situation. Like who cares about truth anymore and guns and ghost death at this point? But we gotta bring that back around, and hold that against Saxe, and it's just nasty work. Like, for all that, like Saxe said, you could have just said, this is what I wanted in the first place, instead of leading the man on and all this other stuff. That's nasty work. Hope if you watched the last episode, this is my guy Saxe. Yeah. Anyway, I feel almost bad for Saxe because, the leverage he once had, he no longer has. And, this is typical Saxe storyline. He's up here one moment, feels like everything's going great, and it just slowly slips from right underneath him. He starts getting desperate, having to make undercover deals. This is how he lost his whatever license in the past, and you know what I'm saying? This is typical Saxe stuff. That's why I keep saying we don't need him anymore, because we've seen this storyline a million times at this point. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's at the point where now he has to, like, now he's a trustworthy person in Lauren's eyes, I guess, because she'll tell him the truth. So he's giving it up crazy about Tariq, which is nasty work. But he's giving it up crazy to Lauren about Tariq dirty macking. And basically, you know what I'm saying, lying to her in a sense, because they didn't make Tariq into this. Tariq chose to do this with his life. So let's not be confused. Now, Kane, one of the better characters in the show for me. Kane, I mean, what can we say about Kane? Kane moves to the drum of his own beat, obviously, as usual. But I think people aren't giving Kane enough credit for becoming a lot smarter. I kind of thought Kane, when he got thrust into the, making a decision when he was, blackmailing Lorenzo, he was a little in over his head. But now I think Kane is realizing, like, you know what I'm saying, look around, look at the details, peep things. Because now he easily peeped. He's like, yo, I already know you had something to do with Lorenzo's death, Monet. I already could see it. That's easy work. You know what I'm saying? But he's keeping it to himself because he knows that it's not the right time to expose the information, which I think is good on Kane's part. But moving forward from that, Kane will not leave Effie alone. And I don't know why. I'm lying. I know exactly why. She's a baddie. But at the same time, like, that get messy. Like, why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? But it seems like, he about to find his way in there because, as we saw at the end, towards the end of the episode, he ended up in her room giving that good advice. Women love great advice from men. That turns them on in their lady parts. But I want to make one thing clear. Kane made it seem like Tariq was scared of him when I think it's actually vice versa. I think Kane is scared of Tariq. I think that's what the case is. And I think Kane knows he could obviously physically probably take on Tariq, but you know what I'm saying? I just don't think, I think he fears Tariq in a more so. He knows Tariq is smarter than him. He knows Tariq, you know what I'm saying, just moves better than he does. And I think that puts fear in Kane's heart, which is why Kane doesn't want to work with Tariq solely by himself. Which, my opinion, why he doesn't want to work with him solely by himself. All right, let's get into the bread and butter of the episode, man. It was Effie and it was Tariq That's what we was waiting for from last episode, and we got it. They gave it to us right the next episode. Good on you, Power. I don't like waiting for the tea. Give me everything. And we got more than we even bargained for, because we finally end up getting the Effie backstory. You know, she ends up spilling the beans about, she kind of willingly, it seems like, walked away from her family because, there was a R-word situation that happened to her, and she wasn't having it. Her mom married that same person, and she was just like, F it, I'm out of here. But still doesn't excuse the fact that you're a piece of crap who only cares about yourself, apparently, because everything she does, like we've already established, she does for herself. Nothing she's doing is really for the group effort. I mean, she can try and say, like, yeah, I love Tariq or whatever the case may be, but at the end of the day, no amount of love for Tariq would have put her in this life if that's not what she wanted to do. You get what I'm saying? She's doing this because it benefits her. It's the way to get the money the fastest, things of that nature. So with that being said, I'm not even mad at Tariq leaving her ass at the lake where she tried to kill Lauren. Like, yo, you tried to kill my shorty from me? Yeah, find your way home, bro. Find your way home. I know her feet was hurting. And then she getting cold, like I said earlier, she getting cozy with Kane now, or, like letting Kane in a little bit. It's nasty work. But I get it, because, she's after she saw Tariq and Diana, but it's still nasty work. Hold yourself to a higher standard, Effie. All right, this man has single-handedly launched his family into a war with the Russians. Now, before I want to say anything, I don't know. One, why do you're not a superhero. Why are you announcing who you are after you kill somebody, or as you kill them? I don't get it. Like, shut up. And then he, what I'm saying, it's just bad. Like, it's bad all vibes, because then Gordo even worse than him, because Gordo was the one that did the deed and going with him to start a whole war. Who's writing this? What in the world? That's crazy to me. That's so crazy to me. You're willing to start a war besides, you could have just easily said no. No. And like now Drew's even more head over heels because he know Gordo go to bat for him. Once Drew gets to sketching and drawing, his lover, it's over. Drew's gone. You know what I'm saying? Now his family in a war. Monet backing it, like back in the war, like as if, what I'm saying, this is something good. Your kids literally are going to be at risk. And all this because you don't want to tell them, hey, at this point, you had to tell them, like, at this point. But Drew moves to the drummer's own beat. This is the guy that Lorenzo wanted to leave in charge, by the way. This is worse than something Kane would have done. I don't even think Kane would have done this at this point in time. So this is bad. This is really bad. Oh, also I want to say, I've never seen so many shots go off at people that were unsuspecting. Like, because I think the Russians put up with like machine guns type. I don't even think it was just pistols or nothing. It was like machine gun type joints, automatic weapons, and nobody at the funeral died. Not one person hit nothing. But then all of a sudden, Drew and Kane could pinpoint accurately hit the guy with the, like, come on now. Let's make that look a little more realistic, please. I know that, like, they're not going to die, obviously, but, somebody get grazed by a bullet, something. Nobody got hit at all, and y'all got pulled up on like that? You telling me the Russians have aim that bad? Their aim is that poor? That's crazy to me. Come on. Now, this is maybe the worst mom in TV history. I don't know. Because I feel like if I had to rank the shows, I feel like this move she did probably puts her, if in my opinion, I got to think back harder. Maybe this might be just an in-the-moment take. But she's got to be worse than Tasha at this point, right? Got to be. There's no way you willingly allow your family to get into war after you were the reason you killed your husband and indirectly killed your husband, and then you let the family get into war over something you did but hid from them. This is not good. And then you defend it. Like, you defend Drew's decision when Kane calls it out. Like, yo, you just did something. Kane told Drew he did something stupid. They defends him. And it's not lost on me. It's not lost on me that you saw a split between Diana was holding Kane back, Monet was holding Drew back. And I told y'all about that family split last reaction video. I told you about the family split that probably would happen. There'd be a fight for the top. I told you it was going to happen. I'm here with it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, this doesn't surprise me. I think she has to be the worst mom in Power history at this point. Maybe, I mean, you could say it's like Rock from Raising Kane, and putting your son in that situation is kind of crazy, but this might up it. This might up it. All right, my man Tariq, man, he had a big episode. We see Tariq turn a leaf that has been, foreshadowed, but he turns a leaf. Like, I want to start with what really took me for a loop was him getting physical with Brayden. Like, he came out that elevator swinging, took my son Brayden up top, slammed him on the floor, was beating Brayden ass for real, for real. I did not see that for Tariq, bro. I did not know he'd be that handsy dude, but you know what I'm saying? We getting there. We rolling, the ball's rolling. You know what I'm saying? Um, he just on his badass shit. You see him, he makes Effie think that like he's taking on some type of, dream date or whatever. Just take her back to the same lake that they found Lauren at and basically tell her like, yo, like he listened to Effie tell her his backstory, something that nobody knew. And then, well, he made her actually. Let me even peep. He made her comfortable enough to do so because he exposed some things about himself, and then manipulated her kind of into giving her own backstory. Then it's like, got something else to tell me, and then makes her get out the car, tells her he knows the truth, leaves her right where she stands. That's badass. I'm not gonna lie, that's gangster. That to me, that's how you handle business, bro. And then cuts them off from the business, cuts her off, cuts Brayden off from the business. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, that didn't last too long, but because of factors out of his hands. But, you know what I'm saying? Cut him out the business. He was not trying to do nothing with them. Now, I want to say something. I know this has nothing necessarily to do with Tariq directly, but it's his scene that brought it to the light. We see him go to the graveyard, and we see that he goes to see Raina, which I feel like at this point, I don't know why we're still doing the whole going to see Raina thing. Like, let it go, Tariq. You got to kill it. It is what it is. But we see James St. Patrick tombstone right next to her. And I know a big thing in the Power universe is, in a fan bases and all that stuff, is Ghost is still alive, blase, blase. Even though Courtney has said he's dead, the cast has said he's dead. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. How do we feel? How do we feel knowing that we saw the tombstone at this point? Does that solidify anything for us? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. But I personally, I've already moved on. I already think Ghost is dead. I wasn't jacking it. He was alive from anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? But moving forward, you know what I'm saying? Tariq ends up running to Big Mama. You know what I'm saying? And I guess in a ploy, I don't know. Now y'all tell me because I might have misunderstood. What was Tariq trying to do? Was Tariq's goal to get caught so that it gives him Big Mama time to go and leave with, go meet with, Yaz and Tasha? Or was that like inadvertent? Like, I'm confused. I don't know what that was about. But either way, you know what I'm saying, he gets Big Mama out of there, in which he feels that, is going to be his solace because now he feels like he can work knowing that nobody can touch the ones that he loves, for real, for real. So, with that being the case, shout out to Tariq if that was the plan in the first place. But then Tariq moves on with the savageness. He ends up, pulling up on Diana. Diana's already, she's drunk. By the way, why was Justin Combs in this episode? I just got to throw that in there. Why was Justin Combs in this episode? But beyond that, Diana's drunk. And, they having a good time. They end up, hooking up or whatever. Effie ends up catching them. Obviously, Tariq at this point don't give a damn about Effie. You know what I'm saying? He was just on his savage flow this episode, and I respect it. This is what I needed from Tariq. This is what I want to see from Tariq going forward. But my thing with Tariq is, are you more mad at the principal for Lauren, or do you really still love Lauren? Because are you mad they didn't tell you, or do you love Lauren and just, really wanted to be with her and wouldn't have been with Effie if Lauren was around? Because my thing is, you go and do this with Diana, but you're still mad about the Lauren thing. So, like, it has to be about the principal, right? It got to be the principal. But yeah, getting caught after the kill is crazy. I feel like that's that's like the worst time that when you get caught after the kill, you gotta act like you don't care as a man. Like, you just gotta be like, yeah, what's good? What up with it? Like, you can't be like, no, like, I love the way he played that, because you can't be on some like soft stuff with that. You gotta own up to it. Like, yep, I did it. So what? But yeah, so unfortunately for Tariq, like I said, he got captured by the London henchman or whatever the case may be. That's what I'm gonna call him from now on, the London henchman. And he's forced to now. They're gonna be keeping a tighter eye on him. He's forced to kind of do the straight and narrow. Got to keep the gang back together. So he had to go. He already told Brayden, but he got to now rope Effie back in. Even though Kane already told Effie that he's gonna slide her some products. So like now it's good. That's just gonna be weird now. So we'll see how this ropes out. But I feel like next episode 7, is gonna have even more going on because now they all beefing, but they gotta work together, kind of like you and your coworker. So we'll see. This was my reaction to episode 6. Sorry about jumping all over the place. I know I was jumping all over the place. I gotta find a better way to organize this. But if you made it to the end, make sure you liking, you subscribing, leave a comment if you have a comment to leave. I want to discuss with y'all in the comments, so I'm saying I'm replying back. What I'm saying? Make sure y'all write y'all sentences legibly, please. But I'm replying back. What I'm saying? I'm interested in having conversations. What y'all think? What y'all predictions are? Things of that nature. So, with that being said, we out of here. Big dripper stand up in the ocean. Everybody trapping, we get lost. He ain't 4